Steppa, 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 Step. Steppa, 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 Step. Steppa, 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 Step. Steppa, 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 Step.
Whoa. 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 We back, man. Steppa Scale Sports betting. You already know what time it is. We about to give y'all the Super Bowl breakdown. Couple picks, some good parlays. We're gonna give you a little bit of everything on this episode, man. So just tune in with us, man. We about to lock in. Got my man Ty in here today. Appreciate you coming through, bruh.
What's up? What's up? Appreciate being here.
Very rich sports mind, you know. So we just gonna get right into it, man. Super Bowl, y'all know last show, I went with the Seahawks, 33-28. My man said my total was just outrageous at 61 points. So we're going to jump right into it. I want to hear from Ty. Who you got? What's your over, under? Talk to me, man. Super Bowl.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be painted out into a whole different game script, you know, one that we're not really familiar with. And that game script, I think, will be methodical in the Patriots' favor. And, you know, I'm kind of on the fence about this decision because, you know, technically speaking, I got to keep it home.
Okay.
You know, my wife is a Patriot fan, being that she's from Massachusetts. So,
okay.
You know, shout out to her, by the way. But I just really see this being like a slow me down, grinded out game. I don't really see it hitting the 50s mark, although I could be wrong, but I highly think I'm not wrong.
It's at 45 right now.
That and that's where like I'm stuck at.
Okay.
That's where I'm stuck at. Like if I had to pinpoint a particular number, I would say 43 and a half. You know, going on the over might be a little sketchy, but I really think to a degree it's going to be about tempo. It's going to be about game management and the flow. And I just feel the ghost of Bill Belichick is somewhere out there putting the mojo on the current staff that he hired, he groomed. He made in the champion. So I just strongly see it playing in that favor. And I think the slow tempo favors Drake May.
Okay.
I think if you mix in the run with like Ramondre, I mean, I think he's going to be like pivotal in this game. I don't really see
Stevenson.
Yeah. I don't really see, you know, Stephon Diggs being, I see him being like a possession receiver. Like if they need a first down and it's like 7 yards, I think that's him executing. It doesn't mean that he can't fly and tear the roof off the place, but I just don't see it for this type of game. And I definitely believe that Seattle's definitely going to play a lot of zone. And this is what I think fits into Hunter Henry having a big game on the New England side. I mean, of course, I'm opinionated, you know, strongly on both sides. And it also, you know, it gets into game flow.
Absolutely.
It gets into, you know, what they recognize on the first possession, both teams. And then, you know, it comes down. But if I had to give the coach an edge, I'm definitely giving the coaching edge to the Patriots, and even though it's like really like a young coaching staff, but I just feel that they're too well groomed. It's like almost sending people to the Army and the Navy.
Yeah.
And you know, when they graduate from it, it don't mean that they can't go in the field, but they are equipped to go in the field, and that's what, you know, the New England Patriots remind me of. But you know, all the Seattle fans, I guess we'll see different. So y'all could thrash me out. Be like, ha, what you know, you know what I'm saying? But I just think from the outset, you know, so, you know, just to close on that note, I got a few parlay predictions. You know, I think Drake May gets 2 passing touchdowns. He throws for 250 yards. And he also sneaks in about 2 or 3 runs where he gets about 15 rushing yards.
Drake made 2 passing touchdowns. I kind of like that.
Yeah, 250 passing yards, 15 rushing yards also. I think he's going to have to scramble. Once they probably sack him a time or two, he's going to know that they're going to have to move the pocket. And then once they move the pocket, I think he's just that much more of a danger being a quarterback. So I kind of like that prop for him.
Okay, so Drake made 250 passing yards.
Yeah.
Drake made 15 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Drake made 2 passing touchdowns.
Absolutely. Lock it in.
That's
you want to get some money?
Yeah,
lock it in.
That's falling right now at a plus 300 on FanDuel. I like it.
Yeah.
I say go get that. We're going to say we can put that up.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you, I'm not a beginner.
I like that.
You know, I am a winner, but you'll see it. And then, you know, I'll post my personal stats, you know, depending on the longevity of, you know, how this Super Bowl go, because we will be back tomorrow with the actual pregame, and you know, with a more lava panel who could bounce some more ideas off of each other.
Right,
and you know, personally, people who, you know, I want some feedback. And I even want pushback. You know, I'm cool with being your most favorite hated. So you know, I'm cool with that.
I'm not mad at that parlay. At 250 passing yards, nothing looks outrageous right here. Like even the rushing yards.
And that's real doable. That's
Even,
that's doable.
Even in the Super Bowl.
You put a cool $100 on that. I don't know what that'll turn out to right now, but
even in the Super Bowl,
that's about 3 racks. So even if you put a $10 bet on it, you know that's a $300 flip.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, I don't mind that parlay at all. Y'all don't forget.
I just see them 2 passing touchdowns, man. I see him possibly even doing that before halftime.
Well, I had a long shot with him and Sam Donald throwing for 3 touchdowns, 3 pass touchdowns apiece.
Ooh.
You know, that's a long shot ticket. That's later on in the show. But
I think I could see it for May more than I could see. Like if we had to pick the lesser of 2 evils. You know, I just would totally say the longest shot of this is Sam Darnold, you know, throwing 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I actually feel that he's gonna have like nightmares of being when he was a New York Jet.
Oh,
and
wow.
And how like New England used to thrash him.
Think he's gonna melt down like
that?
Yeah,
I mean, I think and if he does have a good game, I predict it'll be them coming from behind and them getting all the intermediary throws. You know, it's I don't think for long stretches it's going to be them going insanely downfield, because I think once New England has a firm hold on the lead, they're going to play a certain type of defense that's only going to give you, and if New England could get you to run, and just think about this. If Seattle goes to a hurry-up offense and New England, let's say hypothetically the result is a touchdown, New England will make them spend about 7 minutes of actual game time clock just to have that result.
Yeah, just to have, okay.
So if New England is in that position, 3rd, 4th quarter, where they're hanging on the edge of a 2-possession lead,
controlling the clock.
I think this game will be over. I think in order for it to be interesting, Seattle has to come flying out the gate. And then if that's like I said, like, you know, my predictions are more about game flow and things of that nature. So if Seattle could come out the gate and hit like a flyer, like Rashid Shaheed,
the kick return,
like for 40 yards, or he starts them off at like,
not
let's
even
say
to the house.
Exactly. You know, if they get that type of jump start, then I think it'll be interesting. What will work in New England's favor is how they're methodical on their first possession. I think that is going to be the tone for New England.
Okay. I like that for both teams, though. Setting the tone, that's going to be major.
Yeah.
Execution and all of that, of course.
But tell me, I mean, I want your pushback. Tell me, like, what you really see in the best case scenario for Seattle.
I'm going to tell you this. Best case scenario for Seattle is, honestly, I feel like you're going to have to man up. And when I say man up, I just feel like take the Denver Broncos blueprint. I think it was the Denver. Yeah, Bo Nix got hurt. Take the Denver Broncos blueprint, and that's put your best corner on Keyshawn Booty, because that's what they did. They put Patrick Surtain on Keyshawn Booty, and he only had 1 catch for 6 yards. They let Stephon Diggs loose. It's only like 4 catches, whatever it was, but still, at the end of the day, that's their best bet. I don't know if they're going to put Tariq Woolen on Keyshawn Booty, but the game ain't nothing but a couple hours away at this point.
And that's why I say, like, it's all predicated on game flow.
Yeah.
Because I could see how, like, to blow that all up. And in theory, I understand what you're saying on individual matchups. But where I would blow that up is that Patrick Surtain is good on basically vertical receivers. He's great on receivers going down the field. Where he's suffered at is in the short slant routes. So in best case scenario, the way that they exploited that, especially, it doesn't matter. He took somebody, because Keyshawn Booty, he's not the type of guy that you hear and his name just flies off the page like, oh, we have to stop him.
But he's dangerous.
He was necessary to him because I think when he gets going in a positive direction and when he becomes active in a game, it opens up New England's run game.
Absolutely.
So, but this is where I think the difference is that going against a team like Seattle, you can beat them vertical and you could beat them side to side.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
Okay, let's go through it. Let's go through it.
Yeah.
What are their strengths? On defense, where are their...
Secondary defensive line.
So where does that start at? Does it start at the linebackers? Does it start at the receivers not being able to get off the line as cleanly?
No, it's the trenches.
It's the trench. So it starts at the line of scrimmage.
It starts at the line of scrimmage for sure.
Okay.
And that Seattle can create 4-man pressure
against New England. And let's be honest. Ooh. I love Will Campbell, left tackle for New England, but he has struggled. He has struggled. But let's just look at what New England does.
Right.
With in-game adjustments. I wish we had a board here because I have a lot of examples. Whenever New England has an offensive player on their line who they would consider a liability in game-to-game situations. Like, for instance, if they're playing a team like Baltimore and they got someone on the line who's fresh off the ball, you will always notice the offensive adjustment is to bring the lineman slightly down, and if he couldn't hit him quick, the first thing is to get that initial hit on him and then move somebody over to clean him up.
Right.
New England's in-game adjustments, if we see that, Seattle's going to be in it, and I predict.
I agree.
That you'll see Seattle a lot on the sideline like this.
So.
Like this, and if it doesn't become that situation, I'm telling you, they would just. Let me just ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think Kenneth Walker can wear the New England front down?
Well, it's more so that offensive line. Can that Seattle offensive line wear down New England's defensive line? And Kenneth Walker, but to answer your question straight up, yes. Kenneth Walker is a powerful enough back to do so. But it's still going to start in the trenches. That's where it always starts at, in the trenches. I mean, for example, man, I would just say this, just to jump back to Seattle defense real quick before we go to Kenneth Walker and them. If Seattle is able to rush 4 and get home, It's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long night.
I just want to ask you a question now that I got some stats before me.
Yeah.
So, this is my question. You think Kenneth Walker is going to have a great day rushing against the second ranked defense against running backs for the entire season, to where they held the opponents under 100 yards rushing? You think he has against that front line?
Yeah, because here's the deal. When we talk Kenneth Walker III, this is one thing you can do. And this must mean, the way you ask me this question, this must mean that you have the ultimate faith in New England's secondary to have control over JSN.
No, this is where I think for Seattle to have a shot, this is the area that they have to exploit. They have to exploit
the run game.
No, they have to exploit New England's secondary. The way to beat New England is through their secondary. But this is the difference on what New England didn't face on their playoff run. New England didn't face a team that had a clear receiver one that was a dog. No disrespect to Cortland Sutton, but
sure.
He's not it.
Yeah, he's not JSN.
Exactly. And I think he is going to offset so much of what New England does, because to me, New England's strength is their linebacker core. I think that's what sets their defense. Their linebackers being able to get from either point A, B, or C.
I got you.
Or either F, G, and H. That's what I think New England's strength. And the ability to close that window. But then again, they're not going to have inclement weather to their advantage.
And that's what I was about to say.
You know, so
I said that on a couple shows
it's sketchy,
ago.
but I sincerely believe, and you can quote me, you can mark this down right here. I think for the way for Seattle to overcome the New England Patriots, if they want to become Super Bowl champions tomorrow, they have to exploit the secondary.
Okay.
And I think there's a easy way to do it. Best case scenario, it has to be done in two levels. Mm-hmm. It has to be done from the 1 to the 8 yard line. And the only way you can execute that is Kenneth Walker catching out of the backfield.
Okay.
If you include,
I'm not mad at that.
If you include A.J. Barner catching 5 to 6 yard pivot routes. Because what that's going to do is that's going to make New England have to respect the short game. If they got to respect the middle, then I think this is your only way to success. So you stretch him with Jackson.
Right.
You play in and outs with Shaheed. You know, that's you. Hey, Shaheed, go out 5 yards, turn around. If ain't nobody on you, I'ma stick it on you.
So here's the thing, man. This my only thing. When it come down to game plan, like you thinking zone or man for New England to be successful against?
Oh, definitely zone for New England.
Okay.
They cannot play man-to-man with Jackson. They can't even play man-to-man with Shaheed, the way he could stretch them vertically.
Okay.
And the speed that he got, come on, this dude is a track star.
Okay, so it's going to come down to discipline.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely going to come down to discipline. And this is where I think New England has the edge. Going back to my earlier point, if game script follows, because I think New England's 70% of their game plan is going to be scripted to control tempo.
Okay.
And I know it sounds easier said than done, because, you know, sometimes teams get out there and they'll start zipping. Just to give you an example, Hunter Henry, first catch, 20 yards. Oh, second play action. You get booty for 17 yards. Third play, now you mix the running because so I'm not saying neither one of these teams can't catch lightning in a bottle, but I just think that if New England according to their game plan, they are able to set and get into it. And if their coaching staff believes what they see in the beginning and knowing what they can exploit, that's where the game is going to be won. I just think that the exceptional talent is on Seattle's side with Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Okay.
That's not to be taken light, because his ability to blow the roof off the top, which he's very capable of doing.
Absolutely.
Like you gave an example of your top, like how this would be super. I really can see if the script goes this way, and keep in mind this requires Seattle being behind or it being a seesaw battle.
Okay.
I could see him catching
a shootout.
11 catches for about 140 yards.
Easily. Close to 2.
Easily. You know what I'm saying? And I could see him going to the house for one that's probably 50 plus. So that's another side bet I would put on there.
Yeah. So
you know, it might sprinkle. I call that fairy dust.
A little sprinkle.
You know, a little sprinkle here, see what it do. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man. Yeah, okay. So,
but for him to go up top for 40, I wonder what's the odds on that.
A 40-yard reception?
Yeah, 40-yard reception.
They probably got it on here somewhere. I know they normally have one for 30. I know I seen one for 20 and 30.
Yeah.
So, 20, 30. They don't have 40. They got one for 30.
Come on. I bet you by tomorrow they'll figure it out.
Yeah, 30 is plus 100.
I bet you. And you know what's crazy is I know I always do this brother's name wrong, but he's the other running back for Seattle.
Real quick, too, y'all, I want to let y'all know, I'm going to probably try to throw that up there, too. Y'all go get that, too. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 30-yard reception. That's at a cool plus 105.
Whew.
Steal it.
I think that's in the bag. I think that's in the bag. I see him getting about a 15-yard catch and about and like 20 on the yak.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
And I see 20 on the yak easily.
30-yard reception.
Yeah, 30-yard reception. I see that.
And plus money.
And to be honest, if New England wants to be really, really effective, they would shadow him. Undoubtedly. They would.
With who? Christian?
Yes.
I mean, who else, right?
Yes. And this is why, because Christian, I think, is the best at bump and run. He's the best.
Are we going to get a Christian Gonzalez shadow of JSN in the Super Bowl?
Hey, listen, man. I know we got to use appropriate language, man, because we're trying to get to the big leagues. But listen, man. Hey.
Whoa.
Hey, and don't be surprised he get an interception.
Whoa.
Don't be surprised. And I'm not saying an outright interception. I'm just talking about because his sole job is going to be there to shadow. He could get a deflection interception. He could create the deflection that gets an interception. Hey, man, I mean, listen.
I don't know how long that
Y'all going to hear all this in the morning and be like, yo, who the hell is this dude? This is far-fetched. But then when you start looking at them odds, you're going to be like, run that back.
Hey,
let me say that again, man. Say that one more again.
A lot of people didn't have Terrence Crawford beating Canelo.
Come on.
And the people that did,
hey, listen.
They was looking at him crazy, but guess what happened? So if Christian Gonzalez going to pull up tomorrow and shadow JSN, I'm going to have my popcorn ready.
Hey, yo, listen.
Because that's box office TV.
You know what? And this is why. Yeah. This is why, like, I really, listen, I'm a football fan. And just to be clear, I am a New York Giants football fan. Make no mistakes about it. So as the saying goes, I have no skin in the game. So technically, you know what I'm saying? But I love football. And as being someone who've watched football for the better part of 40 years and being able to understand it and being able to critique it from the position of a coach's son or from the position of a general manager's son. Not saying that I had any coaches or general managers. I don't want to mislead you with that. But always was something that I was passionate about. Even looking like if I was a virtual GM.
Right. Okay.
And looking what you have to diagnose it with that's right before you. Of course, the game script could go all out the window, and I'm just speaking a whole bunch of fodder. But at the end of the day, like, depending on game scripts, I'm talking about just from a betting perspective, always get 3-4 angles. Don't just listen to one. But in that temperament and in that attitude of the sport, man, it's just, I love to see a good game. Do I think we're going to have one? That's another story.
Right.
And I see a good game on one side, and I see a desperation game on the side of the other. But, hopefully I'm wrong, because like I said, I'm still a fan of the game. I still want to walk away like, yo, did you see that game?
Yeah. That's kind of the same for me, man. I expect fireworks. I know a lot of people banking on that.
I know with that 61-point prediction.
Hey, man, listen.
Listen, man, you let's pull that up and see what's the odds on that.
61?
Yeah, 61 on the over.
Yeah, listen, man.
I bet you that's like astronomical. That's like probably at plus 475 or something like that. It gotta be. That gotta be in the plus 400s.
We got it. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Alternate total.
Shit, over 100.
It's gonna have to be an alternate total.
You might get a whole positive stack on that. That might be a plus 1,000, plus 1,750 or something.
Here we go. Alternate totals. Show more. Scrolling down. Do they even have it?
Come on, that probably moved off the page.
Plus 600.
Plus 600.
Over 61.5 in the Super Bowl. Plus 600.
Plus 600. You know what? That's worth a dart throw in the dark.
See, this is the thing. It's on a correct score. Straight bet though. So I went hard with that. I do it every Super Bowl. It's just what I do. I mean, I just do it. I do a correct score joint. And I'm not sure if that's still like plus infinity, because if you know, with the correct score betting, like those odds is just crazy.
That's like
it's a long
make
shot,
you a millionaire overnight.
It's a long shot, of course, but it's almost like, why not? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people bet on the coin toss. Some people bet on how long.
That's crazy to me, by the way. Do not become that type of bettor. Do not become the 50-50 bettor.
Yeah, that coin toss.
Do not become the 50-50 bettor. That is the quickest way to get swindled. Because whatever they see the greater number is on the down take, this is why they keep those statistics up. Whatever they see the greater number on the down take, and they have a 50-50 shot of either. One thing you always must understand is they always win. It's just how much do they win by.
Right.
That's the only difference. It's only how much they win by. So if they say at the bare minimum we gonna win by 1 million, they're cool with that. But if they see a scenario where they could say, oh, we'll win by 17 million, they're much better with that.
Yeah.
And that 50-50 is one of them instances. Because you'll have 70% of the bettors putting heads, pause by the way, and then you'll have a whole bunch of the opposite side who picked. What you gonna take? 17 million to pay out 3 million, or what you gonna pay 9 million to take in 1?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, them odds is crazy.
Yeah, it is though. It is.
So always remember, as they say, drink responsibly, gamble responsibly as well.
For sure.
And if it's something you depend on in your daily livelihood, then you shouldn't be doing it in the first place.
Yeah, man. Take a break, man.
I know some this is why they set limits. And I ain't an advocate for them, but I'm an advocate for you. You know what I'm saying? It's fun at the end. You know, it's no different than a lottery ticket. Let's just be clear, because it's still gambling. But it's gambling to where you get to control how you bet. And that's something we ain't never had in a long time.
I know,
I'm all for that.
Especially from the phone.
Exactly. You control your own destiny.
Yeah.
It ain't no more, this. Well, It's a lot of that, but
Yeah, well,
I
come on,
digress.
that's never gonna stop. Yeah, that's never gonna stop. That's never gonna stop. So yeah, man, I hear you say you a New York Giants fan, man. I gotta ask you why I got you up here on the show, man. Y'all went and signed and landed John Harbaugh, man. How you feel about that?
Oh man, you know what? I'm still on the fence, and I'm always on the fence. Let me just give context to why I'm on the fence. I'm not impressed with what you did in college and how that transitioned to the NFL. And you know, being from New York, you know, one of the things that we like to pride ourselves on is being the champions. And you know, that just came from the effect of, like, I call it Yankee syndrome. You know, we went through a whole period, at least people who are of age, to see when certain things where it was just like almost automatic. And so for people in the 90s who've experienced it in the 2000s, it's something that's still open and fresh. Almost like every time we revisit that part to when we were this team of excellence and not to see it, it's almost like ripping a new scab. So I understand it from that perspective, but being a fan and getting to your question about Jim Harbaugh, I just feel that John. I'm sorry, John.
Yeah.
It's just that I feel I need to see, because I don't think we have the type of personnel for his style of play.
I feel the exact opposite.
Do you think we got the, like, let's think about what his roots is.
Yeah, and so before you even go to the roots, I feel like those roots been cut. It's still something that we have to see, of course. Those roots been cut. This is one of those fresh start situations for Harbaugh. You know what I'm saying? You don't come into a situation where you got 2,000-yard receivers. I know Malik Neighbors would have been a 1,000-yard receiver if he would have played the whole season. So I'm going to give him 1,000 yards. Wan'Dale Robinson had 1,000 yards. Tyrone Tracy had 740 yards. If Scatterboo didn't get hurt, he would have ran for 1,000 yards. You don't come into that type of situation as Harbaugh with young talent at the quarterback in Jackson Dart. All the help in the world in the quarterback room. You got Russell Wilson, you got James Winston bringing the young boy up.
Can I challenge you? I hear everything you're saying.
And
God.
defensive line, I feel like it's the best in the league. They not in the playoffs right now, but I said that on my first show. Between Thibodeau, Carter, Burns, Lawrence, that's sort of like when we had Young, Sweat, Payne, and Allen. That's one of the best defensive lines in the league. Harbaugh really got something to cook with over there, man.
I want to challenge you to think. I hear everything you're saying.
Yeah.
And everything you're saying falls a line what I would like to call the on-paper test.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
on
It's
paper.
all on paper.
Should we be this? And should we look like that? This is that on-paper stuff.
Yeah.
And then I look at the reality of it. And so I wanted to start there and then challenge you to something. Do you think the bigger problem is not with the players, but it's with the actual stadium that they're playing in?
The stadium that they playing in? The stadium that they playing in? Maybe not. But
maybe not. So let me stop you there.
yeah.
Let's think about all the major injuries that happened in the last 2 to 3 years. Or even if you want to go further back, that happened at Meadowlands Stadium. Everybody, torn ACL, torn ankle, torn this. Why?
In New York, you mean?
In New York. Where have they played? Where did what's my guy? Where did Aaron Rodgers play when he popped his Achilles?
On the first play?
Where did Malik Neighbors? What field they were on?
Was that in New York, man?
Yeah.
So
Just think about
What is it? It's the field conditions.
It's the field conditions. They need a new stadium.
It's crazy.
Bro, you can't. Hey, listen.
This is crazy.
I challenge you to go down this rabbit hole and just look at our running backs.
I'm gonna check it out.
Just 5-10 years.
I'm gonna throw it in my notes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check it out.
And if any of you, this is why I tell you I'm passionate about this.
I'm gonna check it out.
The first thing that's wrong with the Giants and the Jets is their field. That is the first thing that is wrong with the teams.
Not the coach,
not the coaches,
okay.
not the because I remember going back. Listen, I'm a New York guy. I'm invested just because that is my city and I bleed it. You know what I'm saying? So
Man.
I understand the fanatic who sits here and try to take you down a rabbit hole of this possible scenario, but this is why I said I challenge you. Just go back in the last 5 years and look at all the players.
So
just put
MetLife, that's where the Jets play.
Both of them.
Oh,
Both of them.
It's called MetLife though.
Right. But
MetLife.
I'm so used to the Meadowlands, and I might be switching because I'm thinking. Well, anyway, it's across the river or the
Stadium,
tunnel.
field conditions.
I'm just look at the injuries.
I'm gonna check it out.
Just look at the major injuries from both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, okay.
From visiting players, from current players, but in Giants and Jets games.
Yeah.
Think about Saquon Barkley. I'm
he
saying.
got hurt. Was that on the Giants field too?
Hey, listen. When it starts to align. And shout out. I gotta. Hey, listen. Keep in mind, this is not my own personal research. This was me just going down the rabbit hole of looking at something. I can't think of his name right now and his page I follow.
Okay.
But he is one of them guys that he tell you about refs who ref particular games and what's the outcomes of the games they ref.
Right, okay.
Like he's
Little
one of
shit
them.
like that, yeah.
He's one of them fine-tooth comb. I call him the mentalist. By the way, when I get his name, but I call him the mentalist because he is so on point with dissecting how this is actually a business. I know we love to look at it from the fanatical standpoint and say, listen, oh my God, my team is in it. I want to rep who I am. And I get all of that. That's what makes the fan in us. But you have to understand this. Before they look to connect with us, they're looking to connect with this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You understand? So
first.
I can tell you that it's so far ahead to the point where you could sit up here and say, no matter who's a star, and I give people a lot of this example about Isaiah Thomas' son that used to play for Boston.
Okay.
Remember? He was that dude.
Oh, no, I don't think that was his son, though. I think they just had the same name.
Nah, that was his son.
IT?
That's his son. That's Isaiah Thomas' son.
I thought that wasn't even his son.
Yeah, but anyway, and that's another thing you can look at. I call it that syndrome. And I say that because you can be the star today in the NBA, in the NFL, any prospective sport. Cooper Kupp is another player that this is all along the same timeline so you can understand what it means from being a superstar and to when your star could dwindle.
Right.
And you become almost to the point where you're just a mediocre receiver. You're a mediocre player. It's down to a science now to where, like, what we're seeing going on, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to drift, but this is what we're seeing with Shedeur Sanders right now. It's just having too much control of your own image and likeliness is not a part of the game that they want to allow you to play. So I digress, but let me just jump back into what we were talking about. I say that to say is that you can have these receivers who are supremely alpha, but they get in the wrong situation, whether it's ego, whether it's money. You know who's going through that right now?
Who?
On the Dallas Cowboys. Des Bryant.
What you mean as far as the situation he ended up in Dallas and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, some might argue that he was in a great situation in Dallas with Tony Romo. Maybe those might be Dallas fans that's going to argue
I think those are.
But
I
mean,
think those pretty much are.
One may argue that Dez was in a decent or good or great position in Dallas. I mean, Romo, Witten, those is the days of DeMarcus Ware and Jason Witten, like I just said. So I mean, it's not like it was super quiet, you know, when Dez and Romo made their run over there. It was definitely pieces, you know, and I'm not mistaken, Dez got some time to catch a couple passes from that. So, I mean, hey, I don't know how good your situation can or can't be.
One thing Dallas always had was good receivers.
Oh, always. They got two of them right now.
And
they got two excellent receivers right now.
But getting back to like what we like, just to come back full circle, like I don't think we could even really have a honest conversation about the Jets or the Giants. And this is just me being a fan. I could be wrong.
So let me ask you this: the Harbaugh signing, you don't like it?
No, I like it because it's fresh.
Okay,
so it's
but you
supposed
gotta
to
see it. This is just on paper.
Right.
So
It's like I'm all for things that are supposed to invigorate the city.
Right.
I'm for things that make us say, you know what, we was shit last year, but we going in the right direction at least. We not there yet. We, as New Yorkers, we're good with just seeing progress.
Right, I got you.
So, like, if we go from 2 wins to 4 wins, it's not great progress, but we salute that type of shit.
Right,
because
right.
it's only a testament that you're getting better.
So 4-13 last year, bottom of the NFC East.
Terrible.
Can Harbaugh get y'all to 500?
Nah. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Wow. With that roster.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because I think one of the pieces of the puzzle, whether it's from receiver or running back or maybe even quarterback, I think he's going to ask them to do something that they're not used to doing, and it's going to create inter-team conflict that first year. But they're going to have a game that they come together as a team and they really see his coaching, and in that very moment, no matter what the outcome is, win, lose, or draw, they respected it.
Okay.
That's what I think the difference
to
is.
ice the narrative.
Right. I think it's gonna take. It's almost like a movie to how you see a team just go from being like the Bad News Bears until this team that transcends, like when they had a new attitude, when they had a new. So I'm good to see if that clear, boop, if that first boop is gonna wake us up.
Yeah.
Because we might get that first boop boop, and we still got to do another clear.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
And it might not be hit.
Do I think it's gonna come in that first hit? Nah. I think it's gonna be.
It could be hot 4-0 start and then lose the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Something type shit like that.
Yeah, and you know what? I think they will be playing off of emotion, but I'm good with a Giant team that play off of emotion. You know why? Because it builds character for the future.
Healthy Jackson Dart. Healthy Cam Scatterboo. Theo Johnson. Wandale Robinson. Malik Neighbors. Tyrone Tracy.
You know what's problem? You know what's problematic?
Yeah.
It's not enough of the rock to share.
So here's the deal. Harbaugh is in a fresh situation. You pick your own staff. You got a couple dollars. You're gonna be somewhere decent in the draft. You got a couple dollars for free agency. You got picks in the draft. I just feel like at some point it's gonna click for the Giants. Commanders fan, hello, just so you know. But I'm here to tell you, I feel like the Giants got something cooking. No,
let me tell you what the problem.
Up.
Let me tell you what the problem is, and this is why I say paper. On paper.
On paper, it's
now. Look, hold on.
On paper, it's not really.
Let me play devil's advocate, right?
Right.
Just to, so I could give you the frame of the canvas on, because I see your painting, but guess what? Your painting is a whole wall of a building. It has no borders. So let me give you some borders on how I like try to dissect it.
Right.
The average football team, right? On a game-to-game basis, how many possessions does the offense have in a 4-quarter game?
In a 4-quarter game.
How many possessions?
Depending if it's going to be a heavy run game, heavy pass game, turnovers, but on average.
No, but let's keep the players in mind that you have, because you're driving a narrative.
Yeah.
The way
how many drives do the Giants need? Offensive drives do they need to average to be what?
How many? No, because you said Scatterboo.
Yeah.
Right. You said Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
You said Wan'Dale Robinson, Theo Johnson.
Tracy.
Right. Okay.
The whole nine.
So just for them.
Right.
Just for them.
Right.
Them 5 players you named. Just for them to have 5 touches, which we could say is fair, even though a running back gets more. It's safe to say that out of those 5 people, that's 25 touches to get all 5 of those different players 5 touches.
Yeah, but every game you don't have to get them 5
touches.
Okay,
so where's the give and take as far as this cohesion? Because
wins. So we gotta wait to see it.
And this is my point. This is some paper.
We're all paper hypotheticals, but it comes down to wins.
If we going to see the Wizard of Oz and we're walking down the yellow brick road, it sounds phenomenal.
Right.
Oh, Scatterboo gets 10 touches for what? 80 yards.
Yeah.
Wan'Dale Robinson gets 6 catches for 70. Malik Neighbors, our stud receiver, gets his 7 catches for 100. Come on, this isn't a perfect world.
It's not, but at the same time, it's not far-fetched for 2,000-yard receivers to exist on the team. It's not far-fetched for a quarterback to throw.
So for these two 1,000-yard receivers, what is your running back core? What is the top for their rushing yards? 800, 1,000. You can have one running back with 1,000 yards still with these 2 receivers doing 1,000.
Even if you change scat load. So now Devin Singletary is handling the heavy workload, and scat is becoming your power back.
So my point,
that whole dynamic changed.
So using your scenario that you just explained, where we can have these 2 1,000-yard receivers. Let's say I'm giving you that.
Right.
For sake of argument, we got Wan'Dale Robinson, we got Malik Neighbors, 1,000 yards plus yards apiece.
Right.
We ain't even gonna go crazy on their touchdowns. We're gonna say 5 and 5 touchdowns.
Okay.
Just for the bottom of the springboard.
Okay.
Right? So just between them 2 alone,
right,
we're talking about an average. Just for them to hit that number, we're talking about an average of 10 possessions out of a 17-game season, right? And I'm just doing X's and O's, meaning we have a 4-quarter game.
Right.
So if
10 possessions a game.
That's not even realistic, bro. That's not even realistic unless we in the shootout. You can't find me 10 games in the NFL last year where 5 teams had 10 possessions the game. You saying that a team get 10 possessions apiece? Because if one got 10, that means the other one had to get 9.
Not a piece. No, it's not going to be a piece. But 10 possessions is not. It's crazy. It depends. It's all about game.
You know what the average team, and this is just this past year, and we could even do a PSYOP on it. You know what the average team in the NFL average possession-wise? They average anywhere from 7 to 8 possessions on a low, and I'm being generous. That's probably the median.
Right.
But you have some games like where the Cleveland Browns only average like 6 possessions the whole game in 4 quarters.
Okay, so.
And you have teams that do that. And then when you get the methodical teams who's about running the clock, like your Pittsburghs and like your Kansas Cities as they got later on, and then your Houstons, which for some reason stopped fucking feeding the ball to the receivers. Houston
receivers got hurt. But when you talk about we talk about textbook strategy.
Yeah.
If you got a situation where, what you just say, if the team,
teams get an average 7 possessions apiece.
right, seven possessions apiece, you gotta understand when Cleveland was doing that, those is 3 and outs.
Exactly my point.
So now, if I know,
so that feeds into my point. Like, what is your expectation
For the
for
Giants.
a team, for the Giants, who have to feed all these mouths, and they might step into a game? Let's say if Giants right now, even with Scatterborough, let's say if they all at their apex and they at their peak, and they go against present day Philadelphia Eagles, right? They go like, how many possessions apiece that they're going to get? They're probably going to get 7 to 8 possessions apiece.
Eagles in the same position with y'all.
Okay, so now
Because
what I'm saying
right now they are on paper to everybody on paper right now.
So in the Eagles and Giants game, let's say if players are performing, let's say they're not performing at their apex level. Let's just say that they pushing the needle to the other side, meaning
Right.
they're doing above average.
Right.
And you get Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson, Theo. Let's say that's 175 of the quarterback's passing yards, right?
Okay.
So that means what? You're talking about Jackson Dart is starting every game with a $175 to 200 passing yards under his belt, right?
That's major.
Okay, so this is what has to be the norm for them to even be competitive against Philadelphia Eagles, your beloved Washington Commanders,
Yeah.
your or the NFC East, these things, the Dallas. You know what? I ain't gonna Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. All right, so
I want to be
You gotta-
particularly. Come on,
let me
like,
ask you this. You got to play those teams you just named. all
2 times a year.
apiece. What's the record against the NFC? What's the Giants' record against the NFC East? this
Going
year?
into next year, if they hitting on all cylinders like you're saying, I would be happy as a Giants fan with them breaking even.
To go 500, 3-3.
I would be happy with that because I think next year we got the AFC the AFC North.
Maybe that schedule going to be out soon.
So, exactly. So I think we got, because we just had the Denver, we just had the AFC West.
Yeah.
So I think it's the AFC North now. It's going to
Okay.
be on our next schedule. So we're going to
Okay.
get the Clevelands. We're going to get the Cincinnatis. We're going to get, that should be our next schedule. And when we get the AFC North, I feel we can run the table there. So I got you with that.
Okay.
Only thing I see a problem with is Baltimore.
I'm looking at them right now.
I see
know you're gonna say
Cincinnati.
Baltimore.
Because Cincinnati, they get vertical.
Yeah.
I respect teams more. As a fan, I respect teams more that's vertical. Teams that go side to side, like San Francisco. Once, like,
But that's why Detroit was so dangerous to me. Because they could go horizontal.
Exactly.
Or
And so, but you know what their problem was?
What's that?
You ever heard the saying that you so good you don't believe it?
Nah, I ain't never heard that.
Okay, perhaps I'm not saying it in verbatim how the saying goes, so that's
But
why you
somebody
not
not knowing how good they are.
Right. It's
Yeah.
almost to the point of somebody, like, they know they good, but they don't know how good they are. And sometimes in the NFL, where it's such a scope on you not to fail, like, I believe some management groups look at it like, if we make the AFC Championship, that's a win for us.
Right, just making it.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
because listen, it feeds money into the base. It invigorates the fan base going into next season. It makes our draft that more productive because when you draft, the first step to knowing how successful your team is going to be, I've been saying it, and it's the draft.
Draft, yeah.
The
All
draft,
season
the draft tell you. And if you could look at the window, like if you could just climb through the window into that college window, and you could just look at the podium, you see where the X's and O's like. But this takes you being an NFL fan. You gotta love the game even when your team is not doing their
That's a
best.
fact.
You gotta
That's a
love
fact.
the game because you see how much greater your team can be.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if we had to, and so when you start to recognize good hires, you'll be as a fan like, yeah, I recognize it. We gonna get this
Right.
4 years to get it correct. We gonna get this person amount of time to get it correct.
So what's Harbaugh's window? Will he add 4 or maybe 2 to 4?
If we're disastrous the first 2 seasons, I think his head is on a chopping block.
Chopping block or gone? Like
No. I think his head is on a chopping block, meaning we will threaten him to the point like if you don't fix this, you'll be gone. But because he has the status he has, it'll be a buyout.
Oh wow. Okay.
It'll be a buyout. It'll be one of those, and we probably be going after a coach that somebody else wants. So we got to give up a draft pick to
For sure.
to have a token. And I'm just saying that just to tell you, I know New York heartache. Trust me, I'm speaking from a very familiar place.
Next show when we come back is gonna be Super Bowl recap.
Strictly Super Bowl, bigger, larger panel.
Yeah,
you know,
Super Bowl recap gonna be coming at y'all soon,
Yeah.
man. After the game, tomorrow night it's gonna be a joy to watch. Again, my prediction: I got the Seahawks 33-28. Ty, you got the Patriots. Give me a score, man.
I'm gonna say the Patriots 27. And I'm going to think it's some odd because I feel like Seattle's going to get a lot of their points from the field goal. I'm going to say something like 18.
Okay.
27-18.
27-18.
Which gives us a total of 45. So if you get something that says the over and under is 44, 43, 48, take the over. But if you get something that says it's over and under 48, take the under.
The under's at 45.
And just quote me on it, you know,
right
and I'm not too mad. You could curse me out. You know, this is a safe space. I'm not soft skinned. I'm not, you know, you can't ruffle my feathers because I don't have any. But let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about it.
Man.
But I'm gonna show y'all my results. Because when I go into my DraftKings, I'm gonna show y'all my results, and I'm gonna just let me, because you know a lot of people get up here and they talk it. I'm gonna just show you my results. So when we get back to it tomorrow, we definitely gonna get. But I'm enthusiastic of having a bigger panel.
For sure.
You know, more open minds and some more pushback. Not to say that you didn't give me pushback, because you know we just giving a preview of everything we talked about.
For sure. Oh, it's gonna be shit to talk about.
Oh yeah,
tomorrow,
it was definitely an honor. I appreciate being
man.
here.
Thank you, man.
And this was definitely.
Anytime,
definitely.
man. Y'all already know, man. Steppa Scale Sports bet, man. We out.
Yes, sir.
Step a 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 step. Step a step a step a step a step a step. Step a step a step a step a step a step. Step a step a step a step a step a step.